Good afternoon, everyone.
We are
Good afternoon.
on Daf Aleph, top of the page, starting by Ibayil. Ibayil, Esther Shaila. Iveres al das. Hasra la hafsida mitzubas. Ayena tzricha. Iveres al das means a woman who transgresses law, the religious law. In the third line, she transgressed Jewish law. Snua doesn't conduct way. But it goes out with her head uncovered.
There's something wrong with your internet. It's breaking up.
something wrong with your speech. It's not coming through properly.
Wife behaves herself in that way. The husband, can you hear?
Yeah.
Can you hear? Your speech isn't coming through properly.
Can't hear anything so far.
No, it's frozen now.
Yeah.
Mouse and go back in again. Even be aware. It's coming on again on a different screen.
The view so far is excellent.
Okay, can you hear me also?
Yeah, we have two pictures of you. One which is frozen and another one.
You can hear me
we
now?
can hear. Yeah.
Okay. I hope that the recording is continuing because when I went into I cannot get, let me just try this once more. There's no option here to record to cloud. So I'm assuming that the recording is, though it doesn't say recording.
It says recording on my screen.
Yeah, okay, fine. Fine, so the question is like this.
That just means that someone pressed recording, but it doesn't mean the recording is actually connected to the internet. Whatever, Nishnageh.
I suspect that it is because I don't have an option on my thing. I normally have an option. When I press more, I have an option to press recording. And now I don't have such an option, so I'm assuming that the recording is continuing from before.
Because there's another account that's recording, but that account is not properly connected to the internet.
I don't know what else I can do. I can try once more.
You have to go out from the other account.
I don't know how to do that.
Okay.
How can I tell if it's recording or not recording?
For some reason, you're here twice.
There's no recording. You would say recording if it's recording.
Right,
yeah, that's better.
Recording. Okay. So the question is, a woman who conducts herself in a way which is not appropriate for a Jewish woman to conduct herself, as Rashi just described, and the husband has the right to divorce her, and she forfeits her ksuba. Does she need a warning for this to happen? Or is it just the evidence that she conducts herself in this manner that is sufficient for the husband to be absolved from giving her her ksuba? That's the question. Does a woman who's conducting herself in a way which is not in sync with the Jewish law, does she need warning to forfeit her ksuba, or does she not need warning? Mi amrinan, do we say, kiven de iveres aldasi, since she's transgressing the law, leibaya hasra, she doesn't need any warning. Aidilma, or perhaps tibaya hasra, she should be warned. Di hadraba tehadar, perhaps she wants to mend her ways. She should have the option to mend her ways. We always encourage people to mend their ways and do tshuva and behave correctly. So what is the correct answer? Does she need hasra to forfeit her ksuba, or does she not need hasra? Says the Gemara Tashma, come in here, I will prove it to you from our Mishnah. What does it say in our Mishnah? Arusa v'shemeres yavam, an arusa, a woman who's been betrothed to a man, but she hasn't yet had a chuppah. Or a shemeres yavam is a woman whose husband died without children and she's waiting for the brother to marry her. So they don't drink the waters of Soita in a case where they were warned and they violated the warning. They don't drink the waters of Soita, but they also forfeit the ksubah. So what's mashma here? Mishtahud leishasi, and she doesn't drink the waters of Soita. Haknuyim ekanela, but the concept of warning her does exist. So the arus, in the case of the arusa, or the yavam, in the case of the yavama, can, in case of the shemeres yavam, can give her a warning, and if she violates his warning, she forfeits the ksubah. Lamai, what would be the purpose of this warning? Since she can't drink the waters of Soita anyway, so what's the purpose of the warning? Lav properly, lahafsida ksubasa. The purpose of the warning is to cause her to lose the ksubah. So it's very clear that when does she lose the ksubah? Only in a case where she's been warned that if she doesn't mend her behavior, she will lose her ksubah. So we have a clear proof from our Mishnah that she needs to be warned in order to forfeit her ksubah. Because surely this woman who is behaving in such a way that she's secluding herself with a strange man is surely included in the category of Avedas al Das, and nevertheless she's considered. Nevertheless, we say she needs a warning to lose her ksubah. So we have a proof from our Mishnah that only with a warning does she lose her ksubah. Amar Abaye loy. So Abaye said no. Maybe that's not the intention of the warning to make her lose her ksubah. Her ksubah she'll lose anyway. Just the fact that there's evidence that her behavior was inappropriate is enough to make her lose the ksubah. What's the purpose of the warning? The purpose of the warning is la'isra alav, that she should become, if she violates his warning, if he warns her and she violates his warning, she becomes forbidden to him. So if he decides, if the arus wants to go ahead with the chuppah and he wants to marry her, he's not permitted to, because she's a Soita. He warned her and she violated his warning. She can't drink the waters of Soita to prove her innocence, so she's forever forbidden to him. And the same thing would be in the case of the Yavam and the Shemeres Yavam, that the Shemeres Yavam can never marry the Yavam because she violated his warning. Rav Papa says, no. The purpose of the warning is that he'll be able to give her to drink the waters of the Soita after he marries her. The Tanya, as the Braisa says, Ein mekanin la'arusa lahashkoisach she'arusa. You cannot deliver a warning to an arusa, to a betrothed woman, to give her to drink the waters of Soita while she is betrothed. But you can give a warning to an arusa for the purpose of giving her to drink the waters of Soita once she gets fully married to him. So she can drink the waters of Soita when she's married based on the warning that was delivered to her before she was married. As long as
the transgression had to happen after marriage as well.
I don't think so.
But then she would be Osirloi.
Yes, she's Mekadeshes.
When did they get married?
Talking about an Arusa or Shemeres Yavam. What are you asking about now?
Arusa.
By Arusa, once he gives her Kedushin, she becomes an Eishes Ish. If she's Mezana post Kedushin, she's Osir to him. So if he warns her when she's an Arusa, that she shouldn't seclude herself with this man, and she violates his warning, so he can't give her to drink the waters of Soita because she's not Tachas Isha. But once he marries her and she becomes Tachas Isha, that he can give her the waters of Soita. That's the impression you get from the Braisa here.
But if she transgressed his warning before they got married, then he wouldn't be allowed to marry her.
Good point.
That's why I'm saying that the transgression probably happened after they got married.
Or he married her without asking a shayla. He went ahead with the chuppah without asking a shayla.
Yeah.
For a wedding, she's no longer an arusa.
Right. So he warned her when she was an arusa, and he's giving her to drink when she's an asuma.
Or he didn't know.
Who didn't know?
The husband could be that he didn't know that she was missed.
Later.
Then there's no Soita.
The impression that I have over here that he gave her the warning when she was an arusa, he violated the warning when she was an arusa, then he married her, and he's giving her to drink after the chuppah, after he married her. He's already now tachas isha, so therefore he's able to give her to drink now that she's tachas isha. I hope I understand it correctly. So, if we have other options, what the purpose of the warning is, if we say the purpose of the warning is la'isra, or the purpose of the warning is lashkaisak shehinasua, so we have no proof that a reveres al das tzricha hasra from our mission. Amar Rava Tashma. So Rava says, come in here, I will bring you a proof from our Mishnah, from a different part of our Mishnah. It says in the Mishnah, Almana l'kain gadol, grusha v'chlutza l'kain hedyet, that if an Almana is married to a kain gadol, or a grusha v'chlutza is married to a kain hedyet, mamzeres or nesina l'Yisrael, or a mamzeres or a nesina is married to Yisrael, Bas Yisrael l'mamzer l'nasin, or a Jewish girl is married to a mamzer or a nasin, and there is a situation of Saita, so she doesn't drink in these circumstances. She can't drink the waters of Saita, but she forfeits her ksub. So Mishtahu de Leishasya. So the Mishnah seems to imply that she doesn't drink the waters of Saita, but he can deliver a warning to her. Even though she doesn't drink the waters of Saita, but a warning she can get. Ulamai, what would be the purpose of the warning? Before you answered me that the purpose of the warning is to make her forbidden to him. But over here, you can't say that the purpose of the warning is to make her forbidden to him. She's forbidden to him already. A mamzeres is forbidden to a Yisrael. And a grusha v'chlutz is forbidden to a kain. And a alman is forbidden to a kain gadol. So you're not going to, the warning will not add anything to the prohibition. She's already forbidden to him. The only purpose that the warning can have, the only purpose that the warning can have is to make her forfeit her ksubah. So we have a clear proof from our Mishnah that a woman who conducts herself in a way which is inappropriate for a nice Jewish woman loses her ksubah only when she's warned. Amar Rabbi Yehuda Midiskara. So Rabbi Yehuda Midiskara responded to this and he said, no, there's no proof from the Mishnah. You know what the purpose of the warning could be? La'isra abal kabayil. Abayil kabal. The purpose of the warning could be to the husband, she's usher anyway, because the husband is a kayin and she's a grusha v'chalutza, or the husband is a kayin gadol and she's an almana, or the husband is a mamzer and she is a bas Yisrael. But what about the bayil, the person who she's suspected of having committed adultery with? The warning and the violation of the warning, the combination of the warning and the violation of the warning, will make her forbidden to ever marry this man who she's suspected of committing adultery with. Ditnan, as we learned in the Mishnah, just like a Saita is forbidden to her husband until she proves her innocence, so she's forever forbidden to the suspected adulterer. So the purpose of the warning would be not to make her drink waters of Saita, because there's no drinking of waters of Saita in such a circumstance we learned in the Mishnah. It can't be to make her forbidden to the husband, because she's anyway forbidden to the husband. But the purpose of the warning can be to make her forbidden to the suspected adulterer.
So does she also loses her kasuba, right? That's a given?
No.
She loses, but without the warning.
No proof. She loses her ksuba, perhaps even without the warning. There's no proof that the warning makes her lose her ksuba. Could be that she loses her ksuba anyway.
Thank you.
We're trying to prove, thank you for asking that. You clarified it for everybody. We're trying to prove that she needs a warning to lose her ksuba. And there's no proof. Proof is rejected. So we're back to the question, does she need a warning? Does she not need a warning? We don't know. Amar Reb Chanina Misura Tashma. So Reb Chanina Misura comes along and he says, listen to this, I will show you the answer from our Mishnah. It says further in the Mishnah, the following women, Bezdin warns them in the place of the husband. Who are these women? Mishan is Chadish Baila, someone whose husband has become a deaf mute, Einishtata, or he is become a shaita. He's lost his mind. Or he's in prison. In all these three cases, Bezdin stands in the place of the husband, and if Bezdin is brought to Bezdin's attention that the woman is misbehaving, Bezdin delivers a warning. And the Mishnah clearly says that the purpose of the warning is not to give her to drink, because only with the husband's warning can she be given to drink. But the purpose of the warning is to passel her from her ksubah. So it's clear in the Mishnah that only the warning passels her from the ksubah. And that's why Bezdin comes in the place of the husband to deliver the warning so that he should lose her ksubah. So it's clear that she only loses her ksuba when she's warned. Shmamina, boy hasra, shmamina. So the proof is that there's a proof from here that she does need a warning to lose her ksuba, and this warning is, this proof is accepted. It's fine. So all these Amirayim who try to bring proofs from our Mishnah that you need a warning to make her lose her ksuba, why didn't they quote this last part of the Mishnah where it's explicitly stated that the place lo b'ksubasa? Why did they go fishing in all the different parts of the Mishnah to find proofs when they could have brought the last part of the Mishnah where it says explicitly? Amri, I'll answer you. Excuse me. Says the Gemara, Dilma shiny hasam the less la'aim the Baal klal. Because we were suspicious that maybe the din of a woman whose husband has either lost his mind or in prison might be different from an ordinary woman, because she has no fear of her husband whatsoever. In a normal situation, a woman would think twice before misbehaving. The husband's not going to approve of it. He's going to get upset with her. And nevertheless, she did it. But in the case where, and nevertheless she did it, so maybe in such a case, she loses her ksuba without a warning. But in the case where Leslie aims at the Baal klal, either because the husband has lost his mind, in the case where he became a deaf mute, or he became a shaita, or the husband is not around because he's in prison. So maybe in a circumstance like that, she might be a little bit more lenient with herself. And maybe in a case like that, she needs a warning. So therefore, the Gemara did not rush to bring a proof from this last case in the Mishnah, because there was a thought that perhaps this would be different from an ordinary case. L'maskana, we did use it as a proof because we had no other proof, and we're assuming that it's no different from a regular case. Iboyilu. Gemara asks another shaila. We spoke about before an Ayveres Aldas, if she loses her ksuba, doesn't lose her ksuba. Now the Gemara is asking another question. What happens if she's an Ayveres Aldas? She behaves in a way which is not appropriate for a Jewish woman, and the husband says, I don't want to divorce her. I'm entitled to divorce her, and she loses her ksuba, but I don't want to divorce her. Does the husband have the option not to divorce her? Can he keep her as a wife, or can he not keep her as a wife? Mi amrin, and do we say the Baal tolam achmana? The Torah depends on the husband's kpeda, and how much the husband is concerned about this, how much it bothers him. And he obviously doesn't bother him. Therefore, there's no obligation for him to divorce her. Idilma, given the kapid. Or do we say that since normally in such circumstances the husband would object to this, so therefore he has to divorce her? Tashma, come in here, I will answer your question. It says in the Mishnah, the following women, Bezdin delivers the warning in the place of the husband. First case is Mishnah Scharish Bailaf. The husband became a cherish, he became a deaf mute. Einishtator became a shaita. Or he was in prison. So what happens then? Then Bezdin comes in and delivers a warning in the place of the husband. If you want to say that the husband has the option to say that even though she's behaving in this way, I don't want to divorce her. So Abdi Bezdin Midi, the Dilma Nichale Labal, would Bezdin come in and do something which the husband might not be happy with? Bezdin is only trying to help the husband, right? So if we say that the husband has to divorce her, so Bezdin comes in and they give her a warning, and in that way they're trying to save the marriage. But if you say that the husband has an option not to divorce her, and by Bezdin coming in and warning her, and then she violates Bezdin's warning, she becomes forbidden to him. So if the husband has the option of saying, I want to keep her, then how can Bezdin come in and do something that the husband won't be pleased with?
Sorry, did I understand? I thought it was the other way. If she has done something indecent and he has no option of taking her, that's when Bezdin is doing something wrong. Because by them doing the kinui, then he will have to divorce his wife.
Right. So if he has an option not to divorce her, and Bezdin is doing something that he doesn't appreciate, then why would
it doesn't matter, because he still will have an option of saying, I don't mind.
No, once there's a kinui and she violates the kinui, then l'cha'ira she becomes also.
I see. So only by her being a soita, then he has to divorce her. So it must be that he would have had to divorce her anyways. So then he doesn't know anything out.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Basically, the question is whether he has a chiyuv to be mekana her or not.
I don't know. He has if she's a veres al das, and we say that the Baal has an obligation to divorce her just because she's a veres al das. And the case where she, so in the case where she violated the husband's warning and she secluded herself with this man, is also included in the gedder of a veres al das.
Could a person say, I know that my wife is doing this and this, but I don't care?
Right. That was the question. And the Gemara wants to prove from the Mishnah that Bezdin stands in the place of the husband to give her a warning. And since Bezdin surely wouldn't do something that the husband would not approve of, Bezdin is only here to assist the husband. So this could be a proof that the husband has to divorce her if she behaves this way.
Because ein chavin adam shalei befanav.
Right. And for the Gemara, Stama the Milsa kivin the Veres al Dasi meinach neichele. We assume that since she's behaving in this way, and under normal circumstances, a husband would not approve of his wife behaving this way. So we assume that the husband is in favor of this being sorted out, and therefore Bezdin comes in and makes the kinui. But it's not because the husband doesn't have the option to do it any other way. We just can assume that that 99% of the cases, this is the way the husband would feel, and therefore that's enough for Bezdin to act on that assumption. Zakti Gemara, Ibayalu. Talmidei Yeshiva asked a shayla. Baal shemachal al kinuyav machal ayene machal. What if after the warning was delivered, the husband says, you know what, I retract the warning. I retract the warning. Does he have the power to do that? Or is once the warning is given, it's end of story. Mi amrina bikini the Baal tola rachmana. Do we say the Torah made it over here dependent on the warning of the husband? And the husband has retracted his warning. Dilmar, should we say, keeping the kanile meikara, once he's delivered the warning, the Torah did not give him the jurisdiction to retract that warning. Tashma, come in here, I'll answer you from our Mishnah. It says in the Mishnah, the following women are warned by Bezdin in the place of the husband. Mishnah is charish ba'ila, if the husband became a cheresh, became a shaita, or he was in prison. If you say that the husband is moichel on his kinui, if he retracts his warning, the kinui is machel. So would Bezdin do something that when the husband comes out of prison or when the husband recovers from his mental illness, he's going to come along and nullify Bezdin's warning? Would Bezdin do such a thing? Would Bezdin put themselves in such a situation that they could deliver a warning and the husband comes and retracts it or nullifies it? And for the Gemara, Stama the Milsa, Adam asking al das Bezdin. It's possible that if he wanted to retract it, he could retract it. But we're assuming that a person generally accepts the jurisdiction of Bezdin, and if Bezdin thought it was a wise thing to warn her and make her forbidden to him, the husband would go along with it. Tashma, come, I'll bring you a raya. I'll answer your question. You wanted to know if the husband has the power to retract his warning or not. I'll bring you a proof. It says in the Mishnah about way back in the beginning of the Mesechta, that when he takes the husband, brings his wife to Yerushalayim, they come to the Bezdin. The Mishnah said the first they come to the Bezdin, the local Bezdin, and the local Bezdin sends two Talmidei Chachamim along with them to Yerushalayim. Yeah, so they send two Talmidei Chachamim to accompany them on their journey to Yerushalayim. Lest the husband lives with her on the way, and if the husband lives with her on the way, then the waters of Seita will be ineffective. So to prevent that from happening, we send two Talmidei Chachamim with them. If you say that the husband has the option to retract the warning, so what? Why do we have to send two Talmidei Chachamim with them that he shouldn't live with her on the way? If he wants to live with her on the way, there's a simple solution. He should retract the warning, and then she becomes retroactively, she ceases to be a Seita, and he can live with her. And for the Gemara, there's no proof from here. Why do you have to send along two Talmidei Chachamim? If the whole purpose of sending along two people is to make sure that he doesn't live with her, you can send along two ordinary people. The reason you send along Talmidei Chachamim who know how to learn is the boy lemivol. So in case he wants to live with her, Amrile, they could advise him. Achle lekenuya chubala. Retract your warning and you can live with her. So that's the purpose of the Talmidei Chachamim. Talmidei Chachamim are not to prevent him from living with her. Talmidei Chachamim are there to advise him that if he wants to live with her, they'll tell him how to do it in a way that is permissible. So you can't really prove from that Mishnah that you cannot retract the warning. Perhaps you can retract the warning, and the purpose of the Talmidei Chachamim is to advise him what to do. Toshma, come and see. I'll bring you another answer to your question whether or not he can retract the warning. The Amar Rabbi Yashia, it says in the Braisa, Rabbi Yashia said, Shloisha Dvarim Sachli Zeira Me'anshe Yerushalayim. 3 halachas, 3 things Zeira from the people of Yerushalayim told me. First thing he told me is Baal Shamachal al Kinuyev Machal. That if a husband retracts the warning is retracted. Zaken Mamri Shiratzu Bezdin Limchalei Meichlin. Zaken Mamri is one of the members of the Sanhedrin that makes a mutiny against the Sanhedrin. He paskins differently from the majority, and he tells people to listen to his psak din. So he's called the Zaken Mamri, and the din is that he gets capital punishment for that, because he's causing havoc in the whole judicial system of the Torah. So the din that Zeiri Anshi Yerushalayim said that if Bezdin wants to be Meichel, if the rest of the Sanhedrin, knowing that he's a Zaken Mamri, knowing what he did, but if Sanhedrin says, you know what, we can handle it, we don't mind, we're not worried about our authority, we'll be okay, and we want to be Meichel him and let him live, so they have the power to do that. If the parents want to be Meichel him, they can do so. So 3 places in the Torah where the Torah associated a certain crime with the objection of the people, the authority that is involved. So the wife who became a Sotah, it is associated with the husband's authority is being challenged. In the case of the Zaken Mamri, Sanhedrin's authority is being challenged. And in the case of the Seder Rameda, the parents' authority is being challenged. So if the people whose authority is being challenged say, we don't mind, it's okay. So in all 3 cases, according to Ze'irim Anshe Yerushalayim, the din is that the Mechila is Chal, and there's no Sotah, there's no Zaken Mamri, and there's no Ben Seder Umeira anymore. When I came, says Rabbi Ashia, to my colleagues in the south, Al Shnayim Haiduli, 2 of these dinim that I testified, they accepted. Zaken Mamri Haiduli, but by Zaken Mamri they objected. That it shouldn't increase machlekes by Yidden. There has to be a system of achirabim lahatos, and it has to be fully enforced. And therefore, the Torah says that the Zaken Mamri who tells people to listen to his psak against the Bezdin must be killed, and Bezdin does not have the right to be meichel him. But the other 2, they accepted. Shmamina. So from here we have a proof. Baal Shamachal al Kinuyev Machal. That if the husband retracts his warning, the warning is retracted. Shmamina. This is accepted as final.
When the Mishnah says Anshe Dorim, he went back to the Dorim. Which area is this? Which place? Beersheva?
I don't know.
Okay, it's not known. Because I've always heard the Maravo Oimrim. Yeah, but it's the first time I remember Dorim.
Basically. In this halacha of Baal Shamachal al Kinuya, we have a machlekes of Rav Acha Ravina. One of them says this din that the husband can retract his warning, is only before she violates the warning. But once she violates the warning, the husband does not have the power to retract it anymore. And the other one says that even after she violates the warning and secludes herself with this man that he told her not to seclude herself with, he can also retract the warning, and she ceases to be a Sotah retroactive. And it makes sense, like the opinion that says that after she's violated the warning, he can no longer retract it. From where do we know this? Because if you remember, in the Mishnah, there was a conversation going on between Rabbanan and Rabbi Yasi. Rabbi Yasi says, Rabbi Yasi says it's not necessary to send Talmidei Chachamim to accompany them to Yerushalayim. Why? We trust the husband, and we have a Kal V'Chemer to do so. If a nida, which a nida is a prohibition of karis, we trust the husband. When a woman becomes a nida, we don't send guards to the house to make sure the husband doesn't live with her. We assume that they can be trusted. And that's an Isser Karis, very severe prohibition. Sota she belav lekolshkein. So Sota, which is only a lav, it's only a mitzvah leisus, shouldn't we surely trust him? Amru loy, so the Chachamim answered him, loy, no. You know why by nida we trust the husband? Because saf kol saf, she's going to become ois nida. And therefore the husband will be able to live with her again. So therefore we can assume he can control himself until then. But you can't compare that to Soita, who might never become permitted to him. Because if she drinks the waters, if she's found guilty, she'll never be permitted to him. And if you say that even after she has violated his warning, he can still retract it and make her retroactively no longer be a Soita, so then you can't say by Soita there's no way of making her permissible. There is a way of making her permissible. He always has the option of retracting his warning, and then he's allowed to live with him. So surely you should trust him, and until he retracts his warning, he's not going to live with her. So this is a proof that once she violates his warning, he does not have the power to retract his warning anymore. This is a final proof. So it seems the halacha is that he can retract the warning as long as she hasn't violated it. But once she violates the warning, he no longer has the option of retracting the warning. It said in the Mishnah, what happens if the husband died before she drank the waters of Soita? So the question is, does she forfeit her ksuba, or does she not forfeit her ksuba? Do we say she's innocent until proven guilty, or guilty until proven innocent? So we had a machlekes Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel. Says the Gemara, what is behind this machlekes? What is the reason? The reasoning of Beis Shammai, who says that she loses her ksuba. What is the reason of Beis Shammai who says that she doesn't lose her ksuba? And what is the reasoning of Beis Hillel who says she does lose her ksuba? Says the Gemara, the machlekes is a very simple machlekes. We have a klal. Right? The burden of evidence is upon the person who wants to extract money from somebody else. So the question is, who here is extracting the money from whom? The woman has the ksuba. The husband and now his heirs have the cash. Question is a shtar ha'omed ligavi, a shtar which is meant to be used to collect something on that shtar, is it considered like cash? Is it considered like it's already been collected? So the woman who's holding the ksuba, she's the muhsik, she's the one who's holding on to it. And in order to take it away from her, we have to prove her guilty. Or do we say, as long as the husband and his heirs have the cash, the fact that she has the shtar doesn't make her a muhsik. And therefore, it's she who has to prove her innocence. And since she has no way of proving her innocence now, because she can't drink anymore, so she's going to forfeit her ksuba. So this the Gemara says. The machlekes is, Beis Shammai sabri, Beis Shammai holds shtar ha'omed ligbois kegavli dam. A shtar which is meant to be used for collection is considered like it's already been collected. So the ksuba is as good as cash. Beis Hillel sabri and Beis Hillel disagrees, and they hold shtar ha'omed ligbois lav kegavli dam. And a shtar is not considered like already been collected. The shtar is evidence for the purpose of collection, but it's not like it's already been collected. And since in this case we're not sure if the shtar is valid, because if she's a Soita, if she's guilty, she loses her ksuba, and she can't prove her innocence. So therefore, according to Beis Hillel, she cannot collect the ksuba because the husband is the muhzik, and she's the one. The burden of evidence is upon her to prove her innocence. So we had various cases in the Mishnah where there was a discussion about someone who you're temporarily not supposed to marry. What is her status as far as becoming a Soita is concerned? So one of the cases that we spoke about was an akaros kena or an islandess. Yeah, for a young man to marry a woman who cannot have children. So we said that is forbidden unless he's married. He takes another wife who can have children. So there was a list in the Mishnah of the women that would go into this category, and the list was islandess, uskena, an islandess is a woman who Bechal doesn't have the features of a woman who can have children. Askena is a woman who's too old to have children. Mishaina ru'ya leila, than a woman who's not suitable to have children. So the Gemara says, machlekes ba'akara askena. The machlekes can only apply by an akara, a woman who can't have children, or askena, a woman who's too old to have children. But if she is an islandess, she's bechlal, doesn't have the features of a healthy woman. Divrei hakel leishaisa v'leinei telas ksubasa. And everybody agrees that she doesn't drink the waters of Sota, and she loses her ksuba. Nobody would suggest that an islandess can drink the waters of Sota. Shenemar, as it says in the pasuk, v'niksa v'nizra zara. Misha darka lahazriya. It says in the pasuk, v'niksa v'nizra zara, she'll be found guilty. She'll be found innocent, and she will conceive. Misha darka lahazriya. Someone who is capable, who the whole concept of conceiving applies to her. Yatzazu shein darka lahazriya. But an islandess, b'chlal not shayach to conceive. She never was shayach to conceive, and she never will be shayach to conceive. So therefore, the whole din of Sota doesn't apply. The whole din of drinking waters of Sota definitely doesn't apply to her, according to all opinions. Meisvei, come, I will contradict you. I'll bring you a contradiction. I think it's probably best if we hold it over here, and we start Meisvei in tomorrow's shir. That's what we're going to do.
Obviously, this Meuberes is this Akara is talking that she became Akara, not that she was born already, not able to have children.
I think the main word is that she is an Akara, but she's not an islandess. She has the basic features of a woman that can normally have. For whatever reason, there's a side reason. But
okay, because Rashi says about Re'uya leroyon, if she's a Kara, then from birth, then she was never Re'uya leroyon.
I hear what you're asking. I don't know.
Truth is, from Rashi sounds, it's because it says V'akara l'dei mako. So it sounds that she was Re'uya, and then she got ruined. But at least there was a...
Seder, thank you for bringing that to my attention.
Thank you very much.
Very welcome. Zayt Batzliach.
Okay, thank you.